town. You look around for a toilet, but Ottawa, you done spoiled it.
I gotta poop.
In the morning on your way to work,
I gotta
your
poop.
daily latte about to ruin your day.
I gotta
You look around for a toilet,
I gotta
but
poop.
Ottawa, you done spoiled it.
I gotta poop.
Oh, I gotta pee,
I gotta
or maybe I have to poop.
I gotta poop.
Oh, it doesn't matter,
I gotta poop.
I just need a toilet.
Tiffany and Brennan are the duo that make up the late night soul fusion group Unsociably High. They've performed in venues in Ottawa, such as Art House, Avant Garde, Arlington 5, and Live on Elgin. Unsociably High released their debut full-length album, Peak of Conclusion, that is available and streamed on all platforms. Unsociably High's song, I Just Need a Toilet, was one of the winners of the GottaGo art callout, Our Ottawa Needs Public Toilets.
So, like, Unsociably High itself, the name kind of plays off a little bit of like, it originally came from like me and four other roommates just getting so high that we played guitar and we didn't talk to each other. But, you know, the more I thought about it, the more it kind of like gave me a little bit more sort of like idea of like, oh, what is Unsociably High? How is it like, why is it so like unsociable and like people don't talk about getting high and drugs and drug use and stuff like that and like what it means for that. So just the name alone, we certainly have a little bit of a tie-in to kind of activism with that. And our songs generally don't, you know, there's a few things that we talk about.
Like mental health.
Yeah, lots of mental health.
We talk about that a lot.
You know, bringing into light.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so that's just generally small for our actual band. But in a broader scope, you know, like we do a lot of recycled crafts and art and stuff like that. And that's very important because, you know, so much waste is going on in this world these days. And we've also just been influenced a lot by music that provokes activism. Like, you know, to think that there used to be riots over Beethoven concerts and stuff like that because like, oh my God, it's the devil's music and such. But, you know, like simple things like Rage Against the Machine. I've always been really into punk rock and stuff like that. So I've always really followed quite a few artists, not just music wise, but art in general that has provoked activism for sure. How about you? Enough about me.
I don't know. You said it so well.
Oh my.
Yeah. So yeah, like I somehow found it on Instagram, just like the post for it. And I have been sending Brendan just like little contests that we can enter.
I love a good contest.
He loves a good contest. What if we don't win? Like I'm very cautious about contests.
Yeah, well, I'll enter all of them.
Yeah.
I'll always make something.
Yeah.
And then this one really spoke to us. I have Crohn's. And if anyone knows anyone with Crohn's, it could hit like a, you know, pun intended, brick shithouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know, there's a lot of times where I'm wandering the streets in Ottawa going like, oh my God, I have to get somewhere quick. And the lack of public toilets. And this year has been a little bit better because the NCC has been putting porta potties on their property, those little purple things. But you know what? If you're not close to the river, then it doesn't do you any good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it certainly had like a personal effect on us in the sense that it's like, oh, like this is a great campaign. Ottawa needs this, and this one really speaks to us.
So I was pretty much like, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I don't know where to start. Like, this is all on you. And Brendan was very like, you got to help me out with lyrics. And I'm just like, I don't know, like poo, pee.
Yeah. And it went from there. Yeah. It was just like this song was like really like brought to you by our inner children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So yeah, we sat on the idea for like 3 weeks, and we went around and like asked friends. We're like, if you had to write a jingle, what would you incorporate? So like my boss for my old job, high-rise window cleaning, he was the one that came up with the line, Ottawa, you spoiled it.
Yeah.
So I was like, Ottawa, you done spoiled it, and stuff like that. And then so the rhythm and everything happened first. We didn't have any idea of like what we wanted to do. And one day I just like sat on the floor in the living room with a microphone, and I was like, okay, I kind of wanted to have like a don't worry, be happy feel, where like the artist did everything with his body, you know. It was like he did the clicks and the pops and the shuffles and stuff with his like his hands and feet and stuff. So I was like, okay, I want to do that where all the sounds were made with my body, and then it kind of gives it like a bit of like that like primal feel, because you know, going to the washroom is so natural. We'll use natural pieces of our body to make the sound. So we just kind of sat there, and I like shuffled my hands together to make like that, and then like clicked, and then like, you know, when poopy, and then like ran it through like an octave like pedal and stuff like that to give it like that super low tone. And you know, it was just kind of like one layer after another. And we were like, oh, that sounds cool. And we were both like, oh, that's interesting. And then we changed it a bit. And then we're like, okay, what's next? And it's like, ooh, oh, that sounds cool. Like, let's put that over top of it. And so there was a lot of just kind of like us giggling like we have been today, and just kind of like piecing it together. And then finally we had,
was this the next day that we did the vocals?
Yeah, first we had the whole rhythm section. Then the next day we're like sitting on the bed and we're like, I don't know what to do next. And then like we kind of like quickly wrote the vocals, and we're like, oh, that like all works. And being that it was only 60 seconds, you know, we didn't have to write like a Rush song or anything like that. So that was good. So yeah, it just sort of like actually very naturally fell together. Which is nice. It's nice whenever that happens. Yeah.